Welcome to our day 2 of Hunger Games. All right, it starts. I know a lot of us have a hard time with nutrition. It's one of the hardest things to conquer, but I'm here to share the tips, the things that I've been able to accumulate that have helped me, that will guide you through this and will make it simple. That is the biggest advice I can give you, is keep it simple. Keep it simple. The first thing I want to share is, when it comes to eating, try to stick to whole foods. Forget so much about the calories, so much the counting of the containers. Try to eat whole foods. What does that mean? There's 2 questions you want to ask yourself. Was it alive? Does it grow? If the answer is no to either one of those questions, most likely what you're eating is processed. So what you want to do is become a label ninja. You want to look for ingredients you can pronounce. You want to look for real ingredients. There's ingredients you want to stay away from, like added sugars. When something says fat-free, be careful, because there's maybe a lot of preservatives in there. Just because the label says fat-free, yada, 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 gluten-free, doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you. I'm going to share my tips on how to look out for that. Mainly everything that I'm sharing with you guys is straight off our nutrition plans. I am just condensing it for you so that you can hit the ground running, but I highly suggest go into your nutrition, go into Body, go into those nutrition programs. The modules are simple, and if you don't learn how to eat properly, me telling you, I'm not doing anything for you. I think eating is like driving. You got to learn it. And for a long time, especially if you're Latin, we don't know how to eat. We don't know how to eat vegetables. We don't know how to eat outside what we've been taught or how we were raised. So those are the 2 questions you want to ask yourself. Was it alive? Does it grow? If the answer is no, please make sure you're reading those labels. A couple of things that I want to share when it comes to meal planning and meal prepping. I think this is one of the biggest areas where people get overwhelmed in. Again, keep it simple. What do? I usually cook 2 proteins ahead of time. Whether it be chicken breast, a picadillo, a pork chops, I make 2 shredded chicken. I make 2 proteins. Okay, I stock up my fridge with veggies, and I look to have either 2 or 3 carbs, whether it be sweet potato. I buy the packs of brown rice that we can microwave them very easily. If you want to get yourself some bean pasta, look for carbs that are natural carbs. You don't want stuff that is prepackaged or any of that stuff. And then what you're going to do is you're going to learn during the week, or this is how I cook, to dress that protein. Okay, once you have this in bulk, where you make 5, 6, depending, or 10 pechugas, or however much protein you need at home, what you're going to learn to do is, how can I dress that every day? So usually what I'll do is, knowing I have the protein already cooked, I find healthy ways to dress it. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I dress it. With my vegetables, I don't cook them on the spot. I know a lot of people like to do the plating thing, and they already put the Tupperware and they have all their 6 meals. To me, that's limiting myself. I'm going to get bored. By the 4th day, ese broccoli sabe a mierda. Like, you want to keep this fresh. You want it to taste good. You want to be able to have something different every day. So playing around with the protein and just figuring out what you can eat and add to that makes this more enjoyable. That's another thing. Don't think of the things you can't eat. Think of everything you can eat. Okay? I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that you should be staying away from. This is straight out of our nutrition program 4-week gut protocol, but I share it with you because it's worked for so many people. Gluten. Try to remove gluten as much as possible, or at least reduce it. Try to have things that are naturally gluten-free, not things that are made gluten-free. Perfect example. This pasta is made gluten-free. What does this pasta have? It has corn flour, rice flour, monosaccharide, disaccharide, wheat flour, and that's it. I don't know what those 2 other ingredients there were. Corn flour. You want to try to stay away from corn. This, which is a red lentil pasta, organic red lentil flour. They got a bunch of lentils, lo molieron, and that's how they make the pasta. This is naturally gluten-free, okay? This is not. You want to try to stay away from dairy as much as possible. Dairy, believe it or not, does inflammate you. It's not as necessary as everybody thinks. I was a big cheese lover, and it wasn't until recently, well, actually till last year, that I did 4-week gut protocol. I removed it from my diet for a month, and I don't have cheese anymore, just because it doesn't even make me feel good anymore. Try to stay away from corn. Try to stay away from highly processed foods. We have this tendency of believing that because it says fat-free, because it says vegetarian, because it says plant-based, it doesn't have, it's not processed. There's what we call dirty vegans. There's a lot of things that, even though they have that on the label because they know that's what we're searching for, they are processed. So read those labels. Read those labels. You want to stay away from artificial sweeteners. You want to either remove or cut down on your alcohol, or if you're going to do alcohol, do smart alcohol. The mixes or what have a lot of sugar, try to have either club soda and vodka. Tequila is a good alternative. You want to check your added sugars. That is one of the biggest things. A lot of dressings, a lot of sauces have added sugars. What you're going to find when you're reading these labels is that there's going to be brands that you can trust. I will share those brands with you. Primal Kitchen is a good one. They have the mayos, the ketchups, all the dressings. If you read their labels, they're all real ingredients. Almost none of them have added sugars. So you're going to find brands that are going to be true to ingredients, and then you're going to be able to stick with them, and I hope you share them on here. Things you're going to want to add into your diet, and one thing I always say is try to have as much variety in your plate of plants as possible. You're better off having a salad that has 6 ingredients than a huge mega salad that has 2 or 3. The variety is great for your microbiome, for your nutrition. Variety really does help. Natural fermented foods are big, and they have probiotics. They're great for your stomach. It's something you should definitely consider. Trying to see. Cooking in bulk. I'm going to be sharing it. I am going to be meal prepping this weekend, and I'll bring it to you guys so that you guys can see how I do dress my food. If you don't have an air fryer, I highly recommend you get one. It is the best way to cook your veggies. Make it simple. Share your meals. Ask questions on here because that's what this is for. I hope this has helped. And if you guys have any questions when it comes to nutrition or anything else, drop it and I'll be more than happy to answer.